going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today. Now, we did, in fact, get the breakout as we had anticipated, right? It was actually crazy. It was the same exact pattern that we saw forming right here, right? This asymmetrical triangle. We had a breakout to the upside, and I said we were putting in the exact same pattern again. And look at this, guys. We had yet another breakout, right? You could even say maybe this is kind of looking like some big double bottom or something like that. But obviously, before we get too excited, the problem, as you can see over here, is every time we pump up to this area, we get rejected, right? We have a fake out. We had a fake out here on the end of the month. And are we going to have that fake out again? Or are we actually due for a bear market rally, right? Because we are clearly in a bear market, but it doesn't mean that we can't have that rally even up to some of these higher levels, like maybe 28,000 or even 30,000. It's possible, but we do have to make sure that we confirm this move, right? So I want to talk about why we're seeing this happen specifically. And there is another chart that I haven't showed you guys in a long time that actually could be giving us some kind of a clue as to what we could expect for Bitcoin moving forward. And I'll tell you what, it even could be positive for some of the altcoins. So I'll let you know what that is in just a bit. If you guys do appreciate this video, slap a like on it. And today's video is going to be a little bit shorter. I do have some things to do today, but I wanted to make an update because we got the breakout. We got the confirmation on the retest, but now we have to look at the bigger picture. So thanks again for coming back. You guys rock. You're the reason that I make these videos. Let's dive in. Let's have a look. So very clearly here, you could see what we're doing is attempting to come back up to this level at around 20,360. And you could see all the resistance it had here, right here. This is literally where we topped out on the fake out, right? Now, currently, we have not hit that level yet, right? So is this as high as we're going to go right now? Is that it? Well, to be honest, guys, even if we did come back down to around this $19,330 level, as long as we hold that, we could, potentially continue putting this uptrend, right? You can see right here, as long as we basically hold this trend, right here, we can still have a retest down and that would be fine. So having a look at these targets right here, and remember, guys, what I said, and I want to show you this. I want to show you what I mean about this confirmation when I told you guys about the trade yesterday. You could see right here, look at how perfectly it did that on the 4 hour, right? We broke out this candle right here, came down, right? And we got this because we drew this line right here, and boom, right? That was the retest. And you can even see it on the daily. Look at this right here, guys. You could see that we came down, right? We had this little wick. We retested this right here, right? The $19,460 level that we've been talking about that we need to get above. And as soon as we did that, that's how you knew that the trade was confirmed, right? And you could see right there from that point to where we are, it was a little higher. We're up 3.26%. So it's not this huge victory for Bitcoin, right? It's just a very small move. If you zoom out, look at how far we are from the top, right? But nevertheless, it does work, and you can take these types of trades even in bear market environments, right? And if you guys do want to learn how to trade, make sure you guys check out the tutorial popping up above. There's over $16,000 in bonuses below. But let's talk about what we really need to do, because what we're seeing right here is something a little bit scary, right? We have this downward sloping trend right here, and we have not been able to break above this really since May, right, of this year. You can see every time we come up to this level, we get rejected. And, currently, guys, depending on, how you draw your line and what exchange you're looking at, you could argue that we're getting very close to that line. Now, according to this chart, that's around $20,100, right? So that will be the first area of resistance that we really need to pay attention to if we can even get up to that level, right? Because, we have been having these fake outs right here at this level right here. So that's something to keep our eyes on. But the thing is, the big picture right here, and remember, guys, you can put this in log scale and we're not even close, right? But if you put it in linear scale, you can actually see, if I zoom in right here, we are attempting to have this breakout. And remember that this chart is a day behind, right? So that means that we could come up to this level around 20,740. And if we break out of that, that would be a very, very long downtrend that we've been in. Obviously not on the log scale, on the linear, but that could literally spark the bear market rally that we've talked about, right? We're not in a bull market. We're not out of the woods just yet. But nevertheless, you can see right here, we've been in this giant falling wedge pattern really ever since, I guess you could say this right here, confirmed it basically on November 8th of last year. And we have not been able to break above the heart line right here. And you could see the significance of this trend, right? That's the thing that we really want to break above. The good news is that we are currently above this level right here. So we are above the previous all-time high, right? We had that monthly close below it. All right, wasn't too great for the charts. Now we have a candle there forever. But nevertheless, as long as we can hold above the previous all-time high, we could even just go sideways until November 14th, roughly. And, that would really get us to this point, staying above here, tightening. And that's what you want to see, that break. Now, if we do get that breakout, like I said, even at this point, let's say we went straight up, that could take us right here to around $28,000, which then at that point, the biggest question would be, are we then going to hit this major downtrend? And then will that send us lower? Obviously, we don't know yet. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you what's going to happen in 6 months, but we've been doing pretty good at calling these trades on very short time frames, even though we do keep getting these fake outs, right? But nevertheless, the chart is showing us and we are taking action and it's playing out, right? So you have to admit that the technicals are still working. Now, what do we need really for Bitcoin to sort of be back in that bullish state where we could say, okay, maybe we're having that double bottom that I have been talking about for a while on this channel? Well, basically getting back above this 200 weekly moving average that usually supports Bitcoin, right? But for the first time, really in Bitcoin's history, it's acting as resistance. That level is sitting at around $23,555. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out is, a lot of people are saying we're going to go lower, we're going to go to 10,000 and all these crazy numbers. It's possible. We don't know really what's going to happen, especially with the Fed and inflation and, global war. I mean, nobody really knows what's going to end up happening. But I will say this, ever since we did have this, what looked to be a capitulation wick to the bottom, right? We have never gone lower than that. In fact, we put in a higher low right here on the week of September 19th, right? So we are actually trending upwards, right? We're putting in a higher low. So this is actually good on the short term. And like I said, it could lead to a potential bear market rally, right? We obviously need a little more confirmation on the charts. We only got some very small confirmation. Breaking one of those bigger trends is really what we're looking for. But this is the chart that I wanted to show you guys. And it's amazing how this actually played out. This is the Bitcoin dominance. And I remember we were talking about this and saying that this level right here, at around the 39% for Bitcoin dominance, has actually provided a lot of support for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin tends to rally off that. Now, this is compared to altcoins, right? And generally, when you see Bitcoin dominance going up, it could mean one of two things. It either means that, people are just jumping into Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the fastest horse in the race, or it could also mean people tend to hedge into Bitcoin and get out of altcoins when we're having these really bearish moves, right? When we're falling to the downside, people hop into cash, the USDT, USDC, or they hop into Bitcoin. But what's very interesting about this, as you guys can see, is as we start to come up here, what's going to happen is Bitcoin is going to lead the rally. And once Bitcoin starts to lose a little bit of its steam, which it could potentially do, you can see right here at around 43%, right? If we get up to this area, we may end up coming back down. And when that happens, what you're going to see is a lot of people rushing out of Bitcoin into the altcoins to try to milk everything that they can get out of that move, right? Which is telling me that there could be some potential altcoin plays short term. I mean, unless you're looking to accumulate long term, you believe in a project and you just want to hold it for a couple of years, whatever. But I do think that after Bitcoin is done with this move, wherever it ends, I think you're going to see an altcoin rally maybe for like a week or so. Could be a lot of opportunities in there. If you guys want me to talk about some altcoins, there are some that I've had on my radar. I'm a little skeptical to talk about altcoins in a bear market because Bitcoin is risky. Those are like 100 times more risky. But if you do want me to talk about some altcoins, there are a few I do have on my radar that I'm very interested in. But I do want to just stick to Bitcoin today. One thing we pointed out was that Bitcoin on exchanges has fallen below 9% for the first time since November in 2018. Now, maybe this has something to do with people being scared about, Celsius and Voyager and Three Arrows Capital and all this other stuff, not your keys, not your coins. Could be. Maybe people are finally waking up to that. You really should get your coins off the exchange if you're not actively trading. But also, we know that historically, when we do see a lot of Bitcoin leaving exchanges, it means that people are not looking to trade their Bitcoin, right? Usually when you see a rush of Bitcoin into exchanges, well, why are they sending it there? Usually it's to sell. When you see it leaving exchanges, it usually means they're going to put it in cold storage, right? And generally that's a bullish thing for Bitcoin. So having this low of an amount of coins on exchanges right now could send that signal that maybe some whales out there are just accumulating at these levels and they're happy to just hold now. This is a good price, that a good discount for them, and they're going to ride this one out until, the next big blow off top whenever that is, right? And the main thing we talked about, talking about these indicators specifically, was holding above the 89 EMA, which is this low, this purple lavender color line right here. And I mean, guys, we're on the 5th month. This is the 5th month now for Bitcoin that this level has held. And the closer we get to that level, the better the buy opportunity, in my opinion. That level is sitting at around 18,273. There may be a time, like I said, I don't know if we're going to break down lower and go to some of these crazy levels like people are saying, but ever since we touched it for the first time here, that's when we said the bottom was in. And the bottom has been in, I mean, as far as we can tell, we can't go into the future. The bottom has technically been in for 5 months now. So this line is holding, right? Very, very important to pay attention to that. Now, why are we seeing a rally? Well, we are seeing some speculation about maybe the Fed is going to pivot, right? Because what did we see in, the Bank of England? What did we see over in Japan, right? Buying back bonds. What did we see over in Germany? They're tapping into their COVID relief fund again that they have left over, and they're going to start basically turning the money printer on again, right? We're seeing a lot of different countries doing this, and another thing that we saw that China was saying they're going to dump the US dollar, to buy more of their currency, right? So not looking too great. And actually, if we have a look at the Dixie, look at it. It is starting to pull down. And this is a very big red candle that we're seeing. And there are some speculations that this could be the top. Now, the area to pay attention to is right around here, right? This level between about 109 and really 110. And we're basically at that level right now. So I am curious to see if the dollar actually does fall through here and break this super, parabolic trend that it's been in. But time will tell, right? This is a weekly candle and we're only on Tuesday. So we have to wait till the end of the week to see what happens. We know anything could happen. But like Jens Peter Sorensen, chief analyst at Danske Bank, said, central banks may start to realize that raising rates so fast, especially in Europe, will lead to a severe recession. So they slow down and get volatility down, right? So there is a lot of speculation. And I mean, look at this. You're even seeing this rally right here in the S&P. And we did talk about the significance of this 200 weekly for the S&P. And thus far, I mean, this has been a pretty big weekly candle so far. We'll see how far it can go. But as I said, we probably most likely at this point were in fact due for a bear market rally. And if I actually turn these back on right here, let me go to a little bit lower time frame. You guys can see that what we're actually doing is forming this giant megaphone pattern over here, right? You can see it keeps getting wider and wider. And this actually tends to break to the upside when it finally does complete its move. But keep in mind that these markets are very slow. And, for example, this move, let's say we just slowly crawl up to here, this could bring us to the end of the year. We could rally all the way for the rest of the year. We could literally just keep going up until the end of the year and, still get rejected. Right? So that's what we need to pay attention to. The key thing that we want to do for both Bitcoin and stocks, whatever you're trading, is to break this major downward sloping trend. So that's what we're going to keep our eyes on, guys. Like I said, it is nice to see that we did get that move. Really, though, when you zoom out, it's not really that important of a move, but it is nice to see on the lower time frames that we are attempting to see the bulls step back in. And if we do get some of these confirmations, we could actually have a rally that could go until the end of the year. It's possible. I don't want to spread too much hopium, but as I said, markets do not just go down in a straight line the same way that they don't just go up in a straight line, right? We are going to have those ebbs and flows. We are going to have those bounces, and you can take advantage of that. So long-term, guys, you know how I feel about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to $1 million. I'm standing by it right now. We do have some crazy times. And we'll have to keep our eyes on it. So we'll see what the Fed does if they do pivot, but it does look like the markets are starting to price in the possibility that they are going to back down soon because, well, unless they want to destroy the economy, they may have to, right? And then, of course, you have the issue with Credit Suisse, right? And are they going to have a Lehman Brothers moment? Are they going to have to get bailed out, right? That's an issue too. So lots of things going on right now. Thank you for coming back to the channel. Actually, I thought today's video was going to be short, but I guess I actually rambled on a little bit longer than I thought. But anyway, guys, thank you for coming back. I love you. You're awesome. Hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are. And if you do want to trade these markets, like I said, it's not recommended for beginners, but there are lots of opportunities. And I mean, it's like hilarious. They literally did the same thing twice. Like literally did the same exact thing twice. I mean, you literally could just trade the breakout, boom, and trade the breakout, boom. I mean, are they going to do a third one? I don't know. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. And of course, if you do want to trade, make sure you check out this video popping up right here, right now. My name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.